Okay, so there needs to be something we need to do regarding Honkai Star Rail. I know this topic has been discussed and talked about for what weeks, if not a couple months now. The game is in a bad state. The devs are not listening. There's a bunch of changes that just are not, gonna be ideal. And you know what? Maybe they're right. But I'm not trying to make this a hate video about Honkai Star Rail because I do truly love the game. It was the game that kind of got me out of Genshin back when, Genshin was in its lower states during post-Sumeru, and I do want to say that I really, 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 really want this game to be like how it was within the first year or so. Because I will say that post-Penacony was kind of hot ass. I'm going to be 100% real. Post-Penacony was not fun, and I didn't even really like the ending of Penacony that much. I do think it started off pretty good. 2.0 was pretty nice, about a 3-4 hour quest to get things started laid down. 2.1 I didn't really care for. I'm gonna be 100% dead ass. I did not like it enough. I had someone else do it for me, something I wholeheartedly regret because I missed the Aventurine boss fight pre-patch before I got nerfed, so I can, be one of those people that say you suck and you just need to get better at the game. But then came 2.2, and this is partially my fault. I marathoned the whole thing without taking a single break. I literally spent 5 to 6 hours playing through the entirety of 2.2, and that kind of really sucked. There were a lot of slow moments and a lot of redundant, tedious fights that kind of didn't really feel like they all had to be there. It just slowed the pace of the game and the story down to a crawl. Again, that's probably my fault. I shouldn't have marathoned it. I should have just taken breaks like those quests usually do encourage you to do. But you know what, whatever, that's what I get. That's on me. And then 2.3, I didn't do 2.3, someone else did it for me. Something I kind of do regret, even though I heard it was only an hour and a half long and it was really boring. So maybe I don't really regret it all, but whatever. And then 2.4, 2.5 were kind of just whatever. I mean, I didn't really care. They're just boring filler patches. The war dance could have been cool if it just wasn't a super dragged out quest about freaking werewolves coming to the Luofo and invading. I didn't really find that part to be interesting, especially since a lot of it was just unskippable, if not all of it is unskippable. Which, by the way, Hoyo, you've done it with ZZZ. Please, for the love of God, add a skip and or summary button to your fucking games. There is no reason why we are forced to be playing double-digit long quests and not have the option to skip them. If you say Amphorius is complicated like you did in your development radio, cool. There needs to be a way to get rid of a lot of the, bullshit that is with this story. There's no reason for the first act of a new region quest to be 10 hours long, and then the follow-up quest be 5 to 7 hours long. So far, Amphorius is longer than the entirety of Penacony, the entirety of Natlan, the entirety of Sumeru, the entirety of Fontaine, and Genshin doesn't also have a skip button. They don't have a skip button, and that's also bad. These games are literally designed to be played for 5 minutes per day, mind you. And yet we can't skip through what is supposed to be really a 3 to 4 hour quest bare minimum without skips. Or not bare minimum, bare maximum without skips. With skips, sure, 2 to 3 hours. But you need to understand, Hoyoverse, we are not here to listen to pointless yap. We are here to play a game that we enjoy. Gameplay is good, looks good, quality of life is good. If you have those people that do want to listen to the 20 years of yap, sure, go ahead. But a skip button should not be something that causes the community to go into an outrage over, because some of us, like me, just don't care. We really just want to get to the goddamn point. But if you're going to filter it or hide it behind so much pointless conversation, it's not worth it. It's really not worth it. Now, I did both 3.0 and 3.1 quests, and I will say, that shit sucked. Aside from maybe 5 moments across both quests, it's terrible. Objectively terrible. Amphorius is not fun to go through. They're fixing it in 3.2 by removing features that caused the tedious quest to be tedious, so they're making it less tedious by removing, they're not fixing. And if they did say that they're adding a skip button of some sorts in 3.2, then congratulations, all you really did was not only make us wait 8 weeks, 6 to 8 weeks for the problem to get solved, it's probably not even going to be that good because we don't have a true skip button like Wuthering Waves and Zenless Zone Zero has. And that's what scares me, is that I don't want to give HSR, as a day one player, the Genshin treatment where I just find it to be so unbearable that I just quit. I really don't want to give it that treatment. Because if Zenless Zone Zero becomes my main gacha game from Hoyoverse, we're in some dark fucking times. I still have beef with that game from the false advertisement, still predatory practice, it's the gacha game, and a really important, not really so important, but really game-breaking bug that I ran into within the first couple days or so of that game. Here's this bug here. And let me mind you, that was not my fault. I did all the objectives. I think I ran into a scripting error, not once, but twice. And sure, this may have gotten fixed now, but first impressions matter, and that kinda hurt my first impression of the game. Now, I will admit, I am enjoying Zenless Zone Zero a lot more now. The quality of life updates have been phenomenal. 1.4 was probably the single best patch from, it or any Hoyo game in most recent times, if ever. But it is probably the Hoyo game, aside from Genshin, that I will play the least. Because at least Zenless has good things about it. Genshin just really doesn't at this point. But I am going to be optimistic. I'm giving Genshin until Snezhnaya, until we get to that region to fix its shit. And if they don't, I'm just going to completely uninstall. Because I don't want to give Hoyoverse my time. I don't want to be a player for them to use for investors if they're just not going to get their shit together. And the same thing's going to happen to HSR. I want to give them until 3.4, 3.5, probably 3.5, to get their shit together with the game, or I will just not have fun and just not have it worth on my PC. I will gladly free up spaces for other games that are worth my time, worth my respect. And I just don't want to really make it seem like I'm just, being negative, being toxic. Maybe I am instigating a little bit, just because I like seeing the comments in the, the Hoyo cucks in the comments just being whatever. Oh, you're being negative, you're being greedy and stupid. Yeah, well, guess what? I'm just trying to play a good game, and I'm there to play the Hoyo games for the gameplay, the quality of life, and of course, the hot goddamn women. Because I'm gonna be real with you, I didn't get E1 S1 Aglaya. I'm rocking E0 S0 because I don't play this game to be competitive. I don't play this game to be a sweat. I play because Aglaya is a hot Greek mommy with a British accent. And that's what people should be really playing this game for. To have fun. To pull for who you want. I didn't pull for the Herda. I don't like the Herda's personality. I shouldn't have to pull her to clear the end game. There's no excuse why a gacha company should force people to pull a character they do not like from a personality standpoint to clear the end game. That's not fair, that's not fun, and I don't like that. So I'm going to wrap this video up by just saying, Hoyoverse, please fix your game. Please fix your shit. You're losing players, you're losing customers, you're going back to the Genshin era with HSR. No, excuse me. You're turning HSR into the Genshin that no one really wanted. We started the meme of Genshin could never with HSR. Now it's becoming Hoyo will never. And I don't want that. So I just really want the better for the game. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Am I being too harsh? Am I just, being greedy and stupid? Maybe I'm just, not being a good member of the Hoyo community, which thank God I don't ever want to be a part of this fucking fuckfest. But let me just know down in the comments, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Peace.